To demonstrate routing, I'm back in this little blog application which we created, where we render blog posts, can select a blog post, and where we can also create a new post. Right now, that's all sitting on one and the same page, and this, of course, is not really the user experience we want to provide. Instead, we probably want to show some links at the top to allow the user to switch between pages and, well, load different pages. So let's start by adding these links before we then start implementing routing and supporting these different links. Now, the links can simply be added to the blog container. And you could, of course, also outsource them into their own component, but I want to keep this lean so that I can focus on the routing functionality. We will then see a real-world setup in the next module where we apply routing to our course project. So in our render method, I not only want to output my posts, but above the posts, I want to have some header where I also output some links. So I'll add a header here and in there my nav element. And there we typically have an unordered list, which then in turn contains our links inside list items. And for now, I'll simply add them like, well, normal links simply. So there we have probably our home link, which will be that starting page which shows all the posts we have. Then we might have a link for a single post. And this is something we will create dynamically, so for the posts we loaded. And the last link I want to have here in the navigation is the new post link, which could lead to /new post or something like that. So this is how we now set up our links. Now let me add some styling so that they don't look super ugly. For that, I'll first of all quickly style the unordered list to have no default list style, set a margin and a padding of 0. I'll then also style any list items in my posts component here in the end, which I have. So in this block component, there the list items should use the inline block style and have a margin of maybe 20 pixels around them. And the links in there, the anchor tags, I'll remove the text decoration, so set this to none, give them a color of black. Now let's see how that looks like. If we go back, we see that here at the top, the reason for this of course is that I have a little error. Posts is applied to this first section. I'll need to set an overall class name of blog maybe here on the wrapping div, and in the CSS file therefore I'll replace posts with blog here for the navigation related items. So now we got the links here. Let's maybe also center them. I'll set a width of 100% for the unordered list and then set text align center so that the links are now centered. Now let's maybe also add a little hover style. So blog a hover and blog a active can now get a color of maybe FA923F, which is an orange color. Now with that, we got our links. That's of course nice, but clicking these doesn't really do much. It loads different URLs as you can see in the URL bar, but it doesn't affect our application. Actually, it always returns the same page. This is related to the way our development server is set up, and your production server should also be set up. It always returns the index.html file for every route, because for the server, there are no different routes. There is only one single file. It has to return all the time. It's now about parsing that URL in the client. This is what we'll start working on next by adding that router package and setting up different routes.